What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. Today's topic is going to be about coming back from falling off or feeling like you're not doing well in life. Let me tell you something about life. You're going to fall the fuck off. I'm going to be honest. Like, there's so many points in my life where it's just like, yeah, I know where I'm going. I know exactly what's going on, what to do, where to go, who to be. And then life just wants to be like, nah, yeet. Like, yeah, yeet. Yeah, yeet your ass to another location because your destination is somewhere over there. The map could be so clear, everything could be like just work out so well in the beginning. People could be consistent, you could be consistent, and then somewhere between the long lines, the long roads, everything changes and you feel that damn change. You sense something off, and it's just like, where the fuck am I going at this point? Where am I going with this? You know, you could be just starting off your fitness journey, you know, clothing, branding, all kind of stuff like that, just design or job or career, wherever it could be. You could set that goal and you can have a clear, honest to God direction that you want to do, but somewhere between the lines where everything is consistent, everything is fine, everything is going smooth sailing, everything changes. And when it changes, you got to like look at yourself as like, do I want to continue on with this? I don't feel the same as I did when I first started this journey, or where am I even going with this? It doesn't make me happy anymore. And you know, I can relate to that heavily because there's so many things I've started where initially I had good intentions. I just want to start off with like working out or doing art and stuff like that, things I love. Those two things will always be in my heart because you know it's really something I'm passionate about. But with things like you know, working out and wanting to see the results of like, oh, I'm gonna impress these people and stuff like that, that had to change. Like I have to do it for myself, and I have to keep reminding myself, you know, like I have my moments where, you know, my younger self wants to be like, oh, I want to go do it for people. I want to go impress people. No, you got to do it for yourself because if you do it for other people, they're going to be like, you're going to feel shallow at the end. You're going to feel like, why am I doing all this? Because they're just going to drop me off like no tomorrow. The next second I make a mistake or I fall off, and I'm not going to enjoy what I'm doing anymore because the whole reason why I was doing what I was doing is to impress those people. But now they're not impressed. Now they're pressing my shit. What the fuck is going on? You be asking yourself that. And you know, honestly, just having that direction and having that passion and just being honest and be like, hey, like, it's just not where I'm at right now. So I had to switch it up with a lot of things. For me, for example, like working out, like I always go back to this. When I first started, I started for girls and I started just to impress them. And then be honest, like, yeah, like, of course, why would any other guy wouldn't want to do that? It's just, that's just the main thing to do. But you know, once you kind of realize, you know, it's not the muscles but the energy you carry out that gets the girl, and what really, how you vibe and how you carry yourself and how you do things, how to take care of the structure and all that stuff comes down later down the line. That's what really gets them. But um, you know, once you don't really see that progression, you don't see that attention that you want, you're like, man, I kind of don't like this no more. Or I'm feeling like, you know, it just feels kind of pointless. And you got to switch it up. So eventually down the line, I started adding in more workout routines. I started working out with people. I even now start doing boxing, and boxing has been one of the best things I've ever done. Now, it's honestly gave me a new sense of hope, a light sense of passion, drive, and focus and precision towards where I want to be aiming my punches at. And you know, I'm gonna show a clip or something, you know, but me getting my ass whooped or something. But you know, it's pretty cool. I actually really prefer it and feel really comfortable doing what I'm doing. But yeah, just like I needed something new, you know. Along down the journey, you find it to be like, oh yeah, everything is cool when you first started, but I know eventually down the line it just gets complicated. Then you kind of lose that same passion, that same drive, and you know, I always look at myself and like, what am I doing with all this stuff? And just have to look back at pictures of like why, where I first started and why I started, and who am I working towards, which is myself. But you know, the whole thing is just like I felt like it was just pointless because, you know, at this stage of my life, like, you know, being 25 and stuff like that, like, I always say this to myself: I don't really look out being in a relationship because I have to build structure within myself. There's so many things going on where I want to be able to have like structure, options, a nice life, something where I'm sensible, where it's a consistent amount of energy being given towards that relationship, towards myself, and that security I have to feel within myself because I'm more of a out of sight, out of mind type of person. See, the thing with people that whenever I try to talk to them about my issues and stuff like that, they be like, "Oh, you're just insecure, you're not confident," or no, it's not none of that. It's like I'm working on a solution to fix the issue so it doesn't become a problem later down the line. I've always looked at issues like it could be fixed. Something can be changed. It could be possible for me to make myself a better life. But I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm still going through that issue and then I'm over here trying to start a new life and the old past is trying to haunt me back into a new beginning, and all it's going to do is just bring me and that potentially new person down. I'm not going to do that. And then they're going to sense, well, me, whenever I'm going through stuff, unfortunately, people don't ask me if I'm okay. I've never been asked. Rarely do I been asked, am I okay or something like that. They're just gonna look at you like, what the fuck? Or no, they don't even say anything. They're not. They just gonna look at you funny and then they're gonna dip. That's what the fuck is gonna happen, and that's happened to me countless amount of times. It's just like when I'm going through something, like the energy may not be there, and they end up just being here 1 second, gone the next, and they don't want everyone to talk to you again. And I understand, like, if I come off like, okay, as someone that's, said something inappropriate or weird, but most of the time I'm just chilling. I'm go through my own things, but I still do what I got to do. But I noticed that, like, I go through something and people don't really stick around. So it's just, and it kind of sucks now because I guess I've always been a person that had this radiant energy all through my life, and it's been easier for me to make friends and in high school, middle school, college, and stuff like that. But like now in my years where I'm actually going through shit that's like challenging me and that's actually pushing me to like these new heights and new levels, and I'm not going to be that same consistent happy-go-lucky person all the time. It's just like people don't really want to deal with me as much, and I find myself being alone because it's not like I'm, say for example this, it's not like I'm in a group of people and then everybody's having a good time and then I say something like, "Hey Jim," or "Hey Brendan." Somebody's like, "Hey Brendan, how's your day going?" Why, dude? Why are you asking me that dumbass question? Or, dude, leave me alone. I'm not trying to talk to you. And then everybody in the crowd gets quiet. It's never like that. That's obviously and blatantly fucking rude. But say I walk in somewhere, um, they ask me the same question, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, my day is going good." I may be kind of tired or going through something, depending, because I am going through shit. I'm a human being. But then it's just like the energy would just kind of just dip down, and they won't be the ones to pick you up. They'd be like, "Oh, it sound like, or if it feels like he's going through something, I don't want to talk to him no more." They won't say that, but they will give you that vibe that they don't want to fucking talk to you at that point. And I'm like, fuck, are you kidding me? Oh my god. They don't. I'm seriously. It's like they'll literally shut you out from that party or that the whole social event, and you feel like an outcast and you feel like you don't belong there at all or anything like that. So I've been through that so many times where it's just like, damn, bro, like not wanted. And it miraculously happened when I started going through the most cynical shit. Now that I'm 25 and I'm just trying to get my life together, I'm not a fucking drug addict or murderist or anybody crazy out here, creating havoc and chaos or whatever. I'm just a person just trying to get his shit together and just grow and be better every single day, and I get punished for that shit. Not coming off as a victim, but something I noticed and something I have to acknowledge and move forward every single day. Let's get that freaking cleared out. I don't think of myself as a victim. I think of myself as like Wolverine or something. A victim is too cliche. But guys, I say I'm like Wolverine or Spider-Man or Batman, like a tragic hero, like something like they're going through shit, but they still do the best they can, throughout their days and stuff. So I kind of view myself, I've always kind of viewed myself as that, which is, use your imagination. You can see how far you can go. But yeah, that's what's basically been like, just this big shift and not, being in your 20s and just understanding like, okay, where am I going with all this stuff and what keeps me going, how not to feel lost and what to do, and separating yourself from people that don't really respect your time or your energy and stuff like that. And I ended up finding myself being alone and stuff like that. So that's because of that. And I don't want to be in a relationship or anything that's that's gonna push me to, because it's just like I always kind of look at it like this: if I'm feeling down, being with somebody, and then I've been through so many experiences where like when I'm down, nobody's there to pick me up. I notice that people get quiet. They don't say shit around me. They don't want to be around me. They just think I'm like the most negative person on the fucking planet, and I don't even say anything. And I'm not saying this as like, oh, well, maybe you should check out your outside source. I know myself pretty fucking well. I know when I'm going through something, I wouldn't even say anything or engage in something negative. I'll be more aware unless somebody's picking on me and shit, or say something out of pocket, and then I got to put them in check. Of course, that's another story. But usually, how this happens, where I'm going through something, and then it just puts off this energy that's unintentional that I don't really like doing, and then the person I'm with, friend, family, foe, whatever, friend or foe, family, close one, they don't want to deal with me at all. They would rather keep their fucking distance and end up not wanting to speak to me or keep the conversation short, look at me funny, treat me in a different way. And it's like you go through this over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like to a point where it's just like, man, I guess God's telling me you gotta be by yourself and handle it. Figure it out, bro, because nobody's literally gonna help you. And so many times where I've gone through something and nobody's been there to really like pick me up on that point. And yeah, it's tough. And I don't want to be in a relationship again where the girl somehow feels unsure or the person that they're supposed to follow is unsure of a situation, and then now they feel unsure about the entire relationship. It's just little shit. And from my last relationship, I learned that shit. Whatever you feel is going to reflect on that person, which it's like, at a point, I always look at things like I do the best I can to learn to be better every single day. But at a certain point, it's just like, I gotta really adjust on all that stuff and be able to like understand how I feel in a certain moment and just adapt to it the best way I can. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to hide my feelings or not really say anything or wait, because what I usually do is I don't say anything until my emotions are clear. Then I go talk. But now how it is, people can read that shit and they be like, I don't want to talk to this nigga. And then, it's like creates problems and stuff like that. I don't even want to deal with that. And it's a whole bunch of issues. So learning from that stability part, that's why I'm remaining single for right now. Probably for a long time, honestly. I don't really see myself in a relationship again. And like, nothing coming my way anyway. But yeah, it's just, I don't have a negative mindset. I just have a vision that I need to get myself towards. It's not to be perfect, but to be in a good angle where I don't want to ever see nor deal with that problem again. Out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, stability with someone is very important. And once you don't feel like you have that stability no more, that's when that confusion and that just that journey of being lost, that's where that comes in. Once you just feel like, okay, what's going on? Why am I here? What's happening? That's when everything gets confusing and stuff like that. So it's kind of unfortunate, but I don't know. It's for the 13 minutes already. Damn, I'm already yapping like a bitch. Yapping like a motherfucker. But yeah, that's gonna be the video for today. Let me know if you guys ever feel lost or something like that, or have this clear direction in life, and you know where you want to go in, and you know what you want to do, but life somehow just wipes it off, but you still continue to push forward. I'm actually proud of myself for still pushing through despite what's been going on. It's been not easy at all. I've been doing this by myself and doing as much as I can despite all the weird energy and the fake people and all kind of weird shit. And it's like, I'm aware whatever you put out, it comes back, but at the same time, I'm not making no excuses, but I do go through shit. But I never put people what I'm dealing with intentionally. I just want to, have a peaceful life. I just want to get rid of my problem and enjoy having a peaceful life. That's all I ever wanted. That's what I'm gonna continue to keep doing. But yeah, you guys have a good one, okay? I'm gonna keep checking on YouTube and my mental health as well. It's not easy, bro. It is not easy out here. But you guys stay up, stay strong, and take care.